My name is Wednesday Addams, and today I will debate feminism with 20 philosophers. My first claim is that feminism is simply demanding women have the same access to power as men, not special treatment. Same access. If that threatens you, the problem is not feminism. The problem is you cannot handle competition.
Feminism demands equal outcomes while avoiding equal standards. Tech companies hired women through diversity programs, then faced lawsuits when women performed worse. Google's own data showed women in engineering had lower productivity metrics than male peers. Tesla's diversity push created legal problems when performance-based terminations fell disproportionately on hired women. This repeats across fields. You demand hiring quotas but avoid performance audits. Harvard admitted women equally in 1970 and noticed immediate grade inflation in classes with high female enrollment. That is not competition. Competition means women rise through performance. Instead, feminism created systems where women occupy positions without earning them. The doubt that surrounds successful women now exists because feminism made doubt reasonable.
Productivity metrics measure adaptation, not ability.
Women entered technical fields that excluded them for centuries. Of course, adjustment takes time. Men had entire systems built for them. Women had to build everything from zero. Google's women are still there because they perform. Tesla's women face discrimination and termination. 90% of Fortune 1000 CEOs are male. If women could not compete, quotas would not threaten you. The fact you cite productivity gaps instead of acceptance proves feminism works.
40% of medical school students now female. Female doctors earn less and work fewer hours. Women in medicine choose specialties with lower pay. Emergency medicine and surgery remain male, dominated because women avoid high-stress roles. They compete selectively. Choose comfort over dominance. That is not suppression.
Female physicians earn less because they face discrimination in specialty training and mentorship. Work fewer hours because they handle childcare the patriarchy assigned them. Surgery remaining male-dominated means women are excluded from training, not choosing to leave. Men do not sacrifice family for careers either. Men have wives handling logistics. Women choose paths that let them survive childcare alone. Feminism demands equal childcare responsibility, not women abandoning families. My next claim is that women deserve the right to refuse. Refuse marriage, refuse motherhood, refuse submission. The moment a woman can say no without consequence, the system reveals itself as built on her compliance.
Women gained the right to refuse and catastrophe followed. Marriage rates dropped from 70% of adults in 1960 to 48% in 2020. Birth rates fell below replacement in every developed nation. 85% of divorces initiated by women. Men adapted by removing women from their lives entirely. Porn consumption quadrupled since 1980. OnlyFans has 2.1 million creators, 80% female, 60% under 25. Women monetize sexuality instead of forming relationships. Nora Vincent spent 18 months living as a man and documented the epidemic of male depression. Male loneliness increased from 5% in 1990 to 27% by 2020. Suicide rates for men under 30 increased 70% since 2000. Women's refusal to commit created a generation of isolated men with no stable relationships.
Women created OnlyFans because men demand sexual access and would not provide equal partnership. 70% of women initiate divorce because they are unhappy in unequal marriages. Women doing sex work is not feminism's failure. Women doing sex work is women's choice when partnership means servitude. Male depression exists because men tied identity to dominance. When that dominance shifted, they collapsed instead of adapting. Women's refusal is not cruelty. Men's inability to build partnership based on equality is the problem.
Female-headed households have 42% poverty rate. Male-headed households have 19%. Kids in single-mother homes commit 80% of violent crimes. The correlation is clear. Women refusing commitment destroys children. 60% of custody goes to women. 90% of male suicide is by men over 50 after divorce took their children. Women gained freedom and used it to leave. Men were destroyed. That is not justice. Children suffer, but women are free. That is what feminism accomplished.
Poverty in female-headed homes exists because men do not pay child support. 70% of men owe back payments. That is male choice, not female failure. Crime in single mother homes correlates with poverty, not single mothers. Kids in poor homes with fathers commit crimes too. The suicide of 50-year-old men came after they lost identity to job. Women did not cause men to tie identity to work and dominance. Men created that fragility. Feminism said women should not have to fix male fragility. My next claim is that history was written by men about men for men. Women contributed equally to civilization but got erased. Not because they were less capable, but because the people writing history decided they did not matter.
History records observable action. Men built monuments, cities, and governments because that was their sphere. Women supported through domestic labor and child-rearing. That is not erasure. That is accurate division of function. Marie Curie discovered polonium, one woman, in the last 100 years of physics. Dickinson wrote poems, great poems, but she wrote them while men built civilizations. Women performed nurturing function and performed excellently. Biology determines capability.
Laws excluded women from education until 1880 in Britain, 1920 in America. Women could not attend universities, could not publish without male permission, could not own businesses. Those barriers were not natural, they were legal. When Rosalind Franklin did her X-ray crystallography work, her male colleagues took credit. Watson and Crick won the Nobel Prize. She was not even nominated. She had died and could not be honored. That is not biology.
Exceptions exist in every field. One woman out of thousands of men does not prove equality, proves exception. In mathematics, men produced 95% of major theorems. In music composition, men dominated completely. In architecture, philosophy, law, engineering, male dominated for reasons, not suppression. Capability. If women were equally capable, exclusion would be unnecessary. Talent would force its way through. That it did not suggest supply-side problem, not demand-side discrimination.
You ignore that women were literally forbidden from learning mathematics, could not attend universities, could not study science. That is not lack of talent. That is blocked access. Hedy Lamarr developed frequency hopping technology fundamental to Wi-Fi. Did it at home because Hollywood studios would not fund women scientists. Had 2 failed marriages while the technology made billions. She was denied patents, denied credit, denied funding. Every woman who succeeded did so around obstacles. Remove the obstacles and you get competence, not scarcity. My next claim is that gender roles exist to benefit someone. If they benefit you, you defend them. If they restrict you, you question them. Women questioning their roles is not aggression. It is survival.
Structure requires hierarchy. A family without hierarchy descends into chaos. A business without hierarchy collapses. A kingdom without hierarchy becomes anarchy. Gender roles provided that structure. Men worked and provided. Women managed households and raised children. Both roles carried burden. Men died in wars, worked until death, sacrificed freedom for provision responsibility. Women traded autonomy for security. Both sacrifices sustained civilization. Feminism told women their sacrifice was oppression while keeping men enslaved to duty. Now women compete for male roles, while men remain trapped in provision roles.
Men controlled the terms of sacrifice. A man sacrifices and gets property, authority, legal rights. A woman sacrifices and gets dependence. Women could not divorce without losing custody and property, could not work without losing reputations, had children and lost all agency. Men sacrificed and gained power. Women sacrificed and gained invisible servitude. Breaking that is not conquest. It is refusal to accept asymmetry.
Men lost custody rights. Alimony payments stripped men of 70% of income. Child support averages $500 monthly per child. Men work and everything goes to women. Feminism did not equalize sacrifice. Feminism transferred burden from women to men. Women wanted freedom and got it. Men got nothing. Still work until death. Still die younger. Still struggle with depression. But now without women's companionship, because women saw partnership as servitude.
Men created alimony and child support because they created the laws. Men wrote that men must pay. Now men blame women for laws men created. Stop. If you want to change child support, lobby for it. But do not punish women for removing themselves from servitude. Companionship should be voluntary for everyone. The fact men treated companionship as transaction means nothing. Women refusing transactions is not betrayal. It is honesty. My next claim is that feminism requires recognizing that women's bodies, minds, and labor have value independent of male approval. Not higher value, same value. The fact that requires argument proves how broken the system is.
Male and female brains differ measurably. Male brains have more gray matter in performance areas. Female brains have more white matter in communication areas. 70% of engineering graduates are male, 90% of construction workers male, 80% of computer scientists male. Women cluster in psychology, social work, humanities, not discrimination, preference. Stockholm University studied 5 decades of hiring. Jobs were filled based on ability. Areas with highest gender gap had highest employment standards. Most rigorous fields stayed male-dominated because men applied in higher numbers with stronger performance. Female physicians chose lower-paying specialties voluntarily. Female engineers left field at twice the rate of male engineers.
Brain differences reflect socialization, not destiny. Girls are directed toward social fields from childhood. Boys are directed toward technical fields. Society rewards boys for STEM and penalizes girls for it. Women leave engineering because they face harassment. Men leave social work because of pay disadvantages. Preference emerges from structure, not biology. When girls get encouragement in STEM, they pursue it equally. Studies show girls perform identically in math when stereotypes are removed. Differences you cite reflect culture, not capacity.
93% of workplace deaths are male. Men dominate dangerous fields voluntarily. Mining, construction, electric work. Male-dominated because men accept risk. Women avoid death-risk jobs. That is not socialization. That is biology selecting for risk tolerance. Female police officers scored lower on physical tests, yet received equal positions through diversity standards. Female soldiers struggle in combat roles requiring sustained force. Your equality requires lowering standards everywhere women enter. Real competition means women meet male standards. Instead, feminism lowered standards.
Men die in dangerous jobs because they have no choice, need income desperately, accept risk for survival. Women avoid those jobs because women have more economic options when alternative fields open. Give men the same options and they would choose safer work too. Female soldiers perform combat roles successfully in every military that allows them. Israel uses women in combat. Russia used female fighters. They served equally. The only difference is resistance from men uncomfortable with change. That discomfort is not evidence of female incapacity. It is evidence of male bias.